Here's a 7-exercise mini band glute circuit that you can do before or after your workout. If you do it before your workout for glute activation, I wouldn't go quite as hard. You can complete the sets and reps, just don't push yourself quite as hard. If you do it at the end as part of a burnout, then you can do it harder and you can do maybe 2 or 3 rounds over time. But I'd start off doing 1 round. Now I have 2 mini bands here, but you can use a hip circle. The mini bands come in different strengths and sizes. So you have to learn how to modify the exercise according to your bands. But the bands that you'll likely have are ones like these. And if you have one that's strong enough, then 1 band will suffice. But you can also double up on them, or you can put them in different positions. So I'll show you that in a minute. So the first exercise is the glute bridge. So notice here that I have 2 different mini bands. I've got one above the knees and one below. You can have both of them above, both of them below, one each, or just have 1 band. Just depends on your strength. But I'm actually going to use you have 2 options here. You can just do a wide stance like this the whole time, or you can kind of do a narrow stance but then abduct the whole time. So that's up to you. I encourage you to try both and see what you like the most. But it takes a lot of glute strength to just hold the bands out. So what you're going to do is drive your elbows into the ground, tuck your chin. If you have poor neck endurance, you can lay it down, but tuck your chin, and then from here, lift your toes up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So 3-second pause at the top. 1, 2, 3, and I'm pushing out the whole time. 1, 2, 3, and then 10 reps total. So that's exercise 1. Next up is the squat, and we held the pause in the glute bridge at the top. This one we're going to hold the pause in the bottom. So same thing, 10 reps with a 3-second pause, but as I squat down, I'm going to push my hands forward like this. So I'm going to get a medium stance, slight foot flare, and then when I go down, I'm forcing the knees out. So it looks like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And as far as depth goes, just go to around parallel. Next up is the lateral band walk. So I'm going to keep my feet pointed straight ahead. I'm going to crouch down, making sure my shins are pretty vertical, so I sit back. And then from here, I'm going to go take steps left and then right. I'm going to end up doing 20 steps to the left and right, so 40 total steps. So it looks like this. Now, I'm not going to turn my feet out. I'm not going to let my knees cave in like this. And I'm not going to be upright and let my knees jut forward. And I'm not going to be all sloppy on my reps. I'm not going to reach with this leg and lean that way. I'm going to stay positioned straight ahead and then take little mini steps, keeping my knees out the whole time and making sure the feet point straight ahead. All right, next up is the quadruped hip extension. So I'm going to do 30 reps per side, but I have 2 bands here. I doubled them up. See that? So I got one of the bands trapped underneath the knee, in between my knee and the ground, so it stays in place, and the other side is just behind the knee. So from here, I'm going to get in good position, good posture. I'm not rounded over like this. I got my chest up, and then from here, I bend this knee and then kick straight back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get 30 reps with each side, and then I switch. So I'll just go up like this, and down here, and then switch, and then same thing on the other side. 30 reps, and then you're done. All right, next up is the standing hip extension abduction. Once again, I'm doubling up. So I've got 2 different bands. I like them above the knees for this. I'm actually going to hold on to something. So I can just hold on to one of the uprights in the rack, or I can hold on to the bar, or I can hold on to both. But I'm going to lean a little bit, and then as I kick my leg back, I'm going to extend and abduct at the same time. So it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I get 30 on that side, and then switch. 1, 2, 3. Get to 30, then you're done. And next up is the seated hip abduction. So I've got a mini band above the knees and below the knees, but you could just have 1 or 2 of them. You could double up above, double up below. Experiment to see what you like best. And your stance width will match the strength of your band. So I'm going to go about here, but if you have a weak band and you only have 1 of them, you might have to go out wide like this. Now, I'm going to do 30 reps leaning back, 30 upright, 30 leaning forward, but watch how I do it. So here I'm leaning back, and I'm going to start off. Now notice how I roll to the lateral edges of my feet. Now I don't flare my feet out, they're straight ahead, but I roll onto the lateral edges. So 30 reps leaning back, then I go upright, chest up, 30 reps this way, and then 30 reps leaning forward. And then finally we have the band hip hinge abduction. So I'm going to get, this would be around a shoulder width stance. I'm going to go a little bit wider, but then I'm going to sit back like I would in a Romanian deadlift. So hip hinge. So I want vertical shins. I don't want to be out like this. Drive those knees back like that. Stick that butt out. Lean over it. And then feet are straight ahead. Now from here, I'm going to put hands on my hips. I cave in, and then I'm going to go force my knees out, and I'm going to roll up onto the lateral edges of my feet, and I'm going to pause for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm not going to come up each rep. I'm going to stay leaning like this. Stay sticking your butt out, just like that throughout the set. You're going to do 10 total reps, and then that completes the circuit. So once again, 1 round before the workout as part of glute activation protocol, or you can do 1 to 3 rounds at the end of a workout as part of a burnout.